I think it's time to get started.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clearly Bogus,
Present.
Page,
Present.
Val,
Here.
Fan, here, Wolfersberger,
Here.
Cummings,
Here.
Brett, here.
Okay. Well, we will start, make it official. We're opening up the public hearing. Is that correct?
You just did?
Very good. We're opening our public hearing, and we will open the floor to our public comment. Actually, we only had one person say that we're here to speak. That was my husband.
I just checked the box he's gonna have.
If you're going to speak, you have to tell us what your name is,
I
where
just
you
did.
live. You have to go to the podium
Thanks for listening.
and speak. We follow the same public comment rules, so,
She didn't have a chance.
no, do you want to sign in, Dawn, or? Sure. You're not
Sign my
speaking?
name? No, I'm not gonna speak, but.
Okay.
You can write it, or?
We might as well show that you were here. So anyway, I'm gonna open the floor for anyone to speak, whether you checked off the box or not. If you want to speak, we'll check your box. But if not, do we have a certain length of time? We've got to leave the public hearing open?
No, you just have to start at 7 o'clock and give anybody who wants to talk a chance, and if there's nobody who wants to talk, we can close that part of it.
So, I guess, Mike? It's your opportunity to speak.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
No.
okay, then I gave you 2 times to get up there, so, since you chose not, we're gonna, I guess, close out a public hearing then.
Yeah, do you have any more information? Nick, are you doing any presentation tonight, or?
I mean, I'm not doing a public hearing, you just, the ordinance is just get approved as part of your regular agenda, so.
Okay.
Okay. So we can close the hearing. All right, so officially we've closed the hearing. And so we'll start in on our agenda. Nothing with the consent agenda. We'll go on to new business. The first order of new business is the consideration and approval of ordinance 2025-009, approving the TIF plan. That's exhibit 1 and exhibit 2.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? If not,
Let me double check something. Nick, are any of the trustees in the proposed TIF district?
To my knowledge, no, they can all. vote on this, so.
And you can all vote unless one of you is in the proposed district, then we
I
vote. You are? Then you ought to abstain.
And your property was not accepted out.
I think
Ours was-
there's a little notch out by Arian. I don't know, not just the map, maybe there's.
is yours a Prairie Vista?
Yeah.
Subdivision?
Yeah, did we get rid of that?
Yeah, I
Could
thought
not
first
light
one
it.
accepted the Prairie Vista lot 6.
Yeah, no, we're not talking, we're talking about TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, by Friends of Peace.
Yeah, there we go.
See how there's.
Yeah,
see that though, that means you're
So.
You're
I'm-
exception, so you are,
I'm exception.
you're, yeah,
I'm-
you're not
I'm
in it
exception.
because you're
I'm in
in
the
the
yellow, but
area.
I'm good.
I
out.
have a knife, house, you're not blighted.
That means she.
Yeah.
Just for future reference, so the TIF Act prohibits any elected official from owning property in the TIF district. Now, you're gonna have elections throughout this process, so you're gonna have elected members that will have property that they own or have control of in the TIF district. As that happens, we'll just work through that. So either you can amend the area to remove that parcel, if that can be done without destroying continuity. Or, you know, if the member just has to refrain from participation in voting, then that's the way to go. So you're gonna have this issue come up, at least with each election.
Because I know our properties are already exempt out of this. So, okay, so,
If a property is removed, is a property added? So to remove a property, it can be done by simple ordinance, and there's not a process to it. You're asking, can be added back? Well, yeah, I mean, if you're
plugging in one new trustee and removing one.
So also going, so say you have or say that this is a recent election, one of the incoming trustees has property in the TIF district and the board chooses to remove it so that person can participate. We just remove the parcel. Now, if doing that would destroy contiguity to getting into some part of the TIF, then we'd have to do a major amendment to add property to kind of work around it. That's what they choose to do. That's like doing a new TIF all over again as far
I
as
already
majority
knew it.
board.
I already knew it. None of the new
And
trustees
Nickel-
are in the TIF district.
Nickel,
Or
correct
the
me,
new
but
mayor.
you can't just put the property back in later, once you take it out.
Yeah, we'd have to do an amendment that would be like doing a TIF all over again. So.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table in a second, so I guess we're gonna go.
Okay, Page,
Yes.
Valley,
Yes.
Painter,
Yeah.
Wolfersberger.
Yes.
Cummings,
Yes.
Rath,
Yes.
motion passed 6-0.
Right, the second item is a consideration and approval of ordinance 2025-007, designating the TIF area. That's exhibit number 3.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. Go ahead.
Okay, is there any discussion or any further explanation needed on that one?
Second ordinance in the set of 3.
Okay,
Valley,
Yes.
Painter,
Yes.
Wolfersberger.
Yes.
Cummings,
Yes.
Rath,
Yes.
Page,
Yes.
motion passed 6-0.
all right, item number 3, consideration and approval of ordinance 2025-008, adopting the TIF, exhibit number 4.
Mayor, can I make it as a quick note for the minutes that on number 1, it should be 006, not 009, Mike. That was a typo on that. That was the first one that you approved.
You get that, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I make a motion that we approve the ordinance of adopting the TIF.
Second. I'll second.
Painter,
Any discussion?
Like,
Go ahead.
All right, if there's no questions or discussion, then we'll do a roll call.
Painter,
yes.
Wolfersberger.
Yes.
Cummings,
Yes.
Rath,
Yes.
Page,
Yes.
Valley,
Yes.
motion passed 6-0.
Okay, the next item is the ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of the intergovernment agreement with the school districts, number 169 and number 305. And this is where, since the schools have not officially approved it, we can go ahead and approve it with an allowance of giving them set number of days to approve it. Is that correct? Is that how it should be, or?
And Brian, I see here, so this does not impact the agreement that's been in front of you that you guys considered last night. What this is the ordinance to approve it. It's the authorization the mayor has to execute the ordinance, or not ordinance, the agreement. So the ordinance that's in front of them says that this, well, you don't go through the days. The ordinance that's in front of them says that if the mayor can sign it, if the school districts approve it and the board presidents sign it within 60 days. If you go past that, then it revokes the mayor's authorization to sign it and the ordinance is automatically rescinded. So if there's talk of days, it's the days in the ordinance that the mayor has to be able to sign it. Okay.
And, so is 60 days okay with the board to leave it at 60 days?
I just want to make sure that this is, so the 60 days though. Is the school district had that long or the other taxing bodies to sign it. And if they sign it, then they'll get the, percentages that are in the IGS, but if they don't sign it, then they get 0. Is that correct?
It just means that you don't have an agreement, so they'll get nothing until an agreement's worked out, if an agreement is worked out.
And then they would just need to reapprove Tammy or the mayor signing, because this is just 60 days authorizing the mayor to sign, right?
Yeah, so if the school districts don't approve it within 60 days, then the mayor has no more authorization to sign it, and then we, not start the process over again, but you have to approve another ordinance with whatever agreement the sides agree to.
So is there still ongoing negotiations, or is it after tonight, we
We
put out there
thought
what
we
we're
had,
gonna do.
we thought we had an understanding,
Right.
the agreement you have in front of you reflects that. And then we got the email this morning that, they're not agreeable to it as of yet, so.
I feel like right now with the village, we're kind of at that point where this is where we're at. If they have further questions or needs clarification, I think there's, room for that. I just don't know how much longer you negotiate,
That's-
but I want to make sure they have clarification on everything, and so I think allowing them 60 days hopefully to get their clarifications, and maybe they'll have a better understanding on what it all means, so, but
Right.
we're not actively going to be negotiating at this point.
I'm hopeful we're not negotiating anymore, that we put out there what we're willing to do, and if any more needs to be done, then there isn't an agreement.
So as of right now, what we have here in the packet with the ordinance, intergovernmental agreement that's currently written, that's what you would be signing off on with the 60-day extension for them to agree upon. So that's what you would have, correct?
Make a motion that we approve as presented in the packet.
I second.
Any further discussion, questions?
It was 60 days for sure then.
60 days. So, roll call?
Page,
Yes.
Valley,
Yes.
Painter,
Yes.
Wolfersberger,
Yes.
Cummings.
Yes.
Brett.
Yes.
Motion passed 6-0.
All right, the next item is the ordinance approving and authorizing execution of intergovernment agreement with the St. Joe Stanton Fire District. It's my understanding you have a meeting coming up. Is that correct?
Yeah, remember, in some regards, we've only had this agreement 8 days. So there hasn't been a whole lot of time to nail stuff down.
So,
I will be honest, one of the questions we had early on, and we asked it during the joint review, with it being such a residential heavy area. What the storm drainage, so on and so forth, if that was going to increase property values. How was that gonna factor in tip wise? And we were told that that should not alter the residential value that much.
But to the extent, even if you had, like, in the last couple of years, there has been some, inflationary growth that's been pretty substantial in the residential areas, but the agreement that you have, you get all of that back 100%.
Except for the clause that's in there that says if the residential becomes a target of a tip improvement. Those are then exempt.
No, if there's an agreement on a specific parcel, so if there's just, stormwater going through a neighborhood, that's not enough to do it. It'll be the, homeowner have to have an actual agreement in place and then it removes it, so that's
if
not
they
gonna
tear
happen.
down their house and rebuild a brand new house, then that would maybe something to consider.
Just one of those clarifiers.
Yeah,
That's not gonna be, that'll never be a big scale thing, so.
Well, I didn't think so either, but then when it's written in the agreement, it's a good time to ask.
so do we just go ahead and approve
And then
this?
this will have the same 60-day language, so.
Okay,
yeah,
so
go
it's the
ahead.
same 60 days there, so, all right, is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
For anybody that are not here.
Okay, any further discussion or questions? If not, roll call.
Wolfersberger,
Yes.
Cummings,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Page,
Yes.
Valley,
Yes.
Painter.
Yes.
Motion passed 6-0.
Okay, item number 6 is the ordinance approving and authorizing execution of the intergovernmental agreement with the St. Joseph Township and Library, exhibit number 7. And
Just need a motion to approve. This is the same.
it's the same setup.
I make a motion to approve.
second.
Any further discussion or questions? If not, there's roll call.
Cummings,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Page,
Yes.
Valley,
Yes.
Painter,
Yes.
Wolfersberger.
Yes.
Motion passed 6-0.
That's officially all that we had on our agenda for tonight's meeting. I want to thank everybody for their cooperation and their patience and time spent to get through this, and hopefully can work out those intergovernmental agreements and get that all tidied up. And,
Can I clarify something?
yes,
With these approved agreements, the direction that I'm taking from that is that we're done negotiating. And that we're at the point where the agreements are ready for their approval and that we're moving forward with it. So there's not anything necessarily more to tidy up at this point.
that would be.
Motion to agree.
That's what I'm saying is that I'm taking this as the direction that we're moving on.
Yeah, I think what we passed tonight is that's what the agreements are, yes. So, and they have the 60 days to clarify anything, so,
Ton of them or.
yeah. So,
Don't sign.
does that answer your question?
Yeah. Just needing this that direction.
Okay, if there's nothing further, any trustees would like to add or say, I thank you for your time and all of that. I want to welcome even those in the audience. I brought goodies for my board because this is the last night that I get to run the meeting with them. And so I brought goodies from a local bakery here. So those in the audience, you're welcome to come and grab a treat too. But anyway, I would just thank you everybody for your attendance and working through this. And so we entertain a motion to approve.
To adjourn.
To adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So anybody.
Thank you.
Good job.
Even in the room with y'all at once.
There you go.
You set a record.